Welcome to Addressing the Corridor. I'm Lisa Coots-Schooley, your host and licensed realtor. On today's episode, I get the pleasure of sitting down with Nneka Cooper. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Nneka is a real estate agent here in Cedar Rapids, and, well, she goes everywhere, really, don't you? You can be Iowa City, surrounding communities.
Wherever you need me to be.
How long you been a realtor?
I'm going on my 6th year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's almost year 6, which I can't even believe.
I can't
So we
either.
kind of started,
Well, I'm about a year behind you, so September will be 5.
but it's still been like, wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it has. It feels like it's been at least 50 years.
Yeah. No, like 80. Long. No.
I can't start this podcast without telling our story of cleaning the refrigerator out. So your clients left the state.
Yeah.
You were the listing agent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell the story?
Well, first of all, it was kind of emotional.
Very.
Because it was my nail lady.
Yes.
And she had been my nail lady for like 7 years. So
Yes.
I was, going through the emotions of like, you're really leaving me, and who's going to do my nails?
Exactly.
Now? Right.
Because that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so she had left, and you're doing all of like the final everything.
Right. Final walkthrough.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I went to go look in the fridge, and I was like, oh.
So I'm going to back you up a little bit because they had left, but the buyer goes in and does a final walkthrough.
Yes.
You're the listing agent, so you're responsible for the house now and to get that buyer okay. So buyers go through it so that they are ready to purchase the house
And
the way they see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They walk through and make sure that everything is ready for them to move in.
Exactly. So they had called you and said, there's a few things that need to be done. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then.
And one of them was the fridge. And it wasn't just a few
It was
things.
chock full.
It was like, we just went shopping because we're going to have a graduation party.
Yes.
Type of full. Freezer, packed.
Yeah.
Fridge, packed.
Yeah.
Sauces. Because people forget about the sauces.
You do.
And how they
The
it's
condiments.
Yeah. And
yeah.
and it's a lot. It adds up in a garbage bag.
It does.
And it gets really heavy.
It does.
And so I called my good friend Lisa, freaking out.
I said, we got this.
I'm on my way. And Lisa, bless her heart, helped me. And that's just what we do, kind of, right? Like,
Got to be there for each other.
it's like, hey, I got this. All right,
Yeah.
I'm on my way. And that's exactly what you did. And I appreciate you. And you helped me clean it out. And there were some words said, may or may have not. But we got it done,
Got it
right?
done.
And then didn't the bag bust?
That's the part. But it was so heavy, we had to slide it to your car. And we put it in your trunk. And I'm like, do you want me to go with you to the dumpster? You're like, I got it. And then I get the phone call when she gets to the dumpster and she pulls it out and the whole bag burst in her trunk.
And on me.
All over the place.
And
this is literally like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had that memory this morning. I'm like, oh, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah. Well, and when I was going through, looking
Yeah.
through the questions, and it was like, it was emotional, right? But there's
It
always
was.
something funny to
Exactly.
tell. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got the house sold for her and you did a 120% job, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing people don't see, like on the back end of everything that's happening, right? And all of the little things, because you always see like, roses and peaches and just
Right.
sold, and
you guys
we
just
got
opened doors.
Yeah. And I always say that we should do like the real side of it to
Right.
show all the things that, like, when people are wondering and asking, like, why do you get paid so much to No, those things that you don't see when we're hauling trash at 9:30, 10 at night, and it busts all over your car and on you. And, you know, just figuring out a way to make it happen because that's just what you got to do.
That's your job.
Yeah.
That's your job. One of my other favorite stories of you is my house that was for sale, completely gutted out. It was, to give you an idea, I had, my buyer bought the house a year before for $16,000.
Wait, is this the blue? Big blue?
This is Big Blue. And they went in. It was a house that was filled with all kinds of animals, fleas, you name it. It had it. My buyer went in, he gutted it, and he got a job transfer after he took everything out, gutted it, and called me a year later and said, we got to put it on the market. So we put it on the market for $17,000, I think. And I am a scaredy cat. I don't like to go in where, you know, I don't know. I mean, the floors were warping, and I didn't.
It was unstable.
It was very, yes. And, you know, I am not so thin. So you tend to not want to walk on. Okay.
Boards.
Yeah, exactly. So one of my first meetings with you, you had this beautiful blue sundress on and these gorgeous little sandal flip-floppy things. Down in the basement were like all kinds of wires hanging out. It was a dirt floor. You had your client.
Didn't it indent? Like, didn't it? It had like not a hole in it, but it had like a.
Yeah, something. There was a hole in there because everything had been taken out.
Yeah.
It was a mess. I didn't even go in it. Yeah. I mean, and so I was there when you went through it because you were video conferencing your client. And you just went in there like nobody's business. I'm like, she's in flip-flops. She's
ready for the spa right after.
Like, you didn't even blink, honey. You were just like, here's the house. I'm taking you down in the basement. Here's this, here's that. And I was like, wow, that girl is awesome.
And it's funny because they had said something as well. They're like, you're going to go in here like that? Yeah. Gotta look good while you're doing it, right?
You did. That dress just flowed through that. I was like, wow, I'm impressed. Because I felt like I needed steel-toed shoes to go in there.
I probably should have had steel-toed shoes in there.
I was worried about you.
I should have. And then honestly, after that, it might have been another one, but I would carry like a pair of boots.
Good idea.
I would just have a pair of boots in my trunk. Yeah. Like, just, you know, when you have to sign a waiver sometimes, hold harmless, you know, and you're like, can you sign this if you fall?
Yep.
Can't
so
sue
for our
anybody.
listeners, sometimes houses are so bad, we have to have our clients sign waivers. And we sign one too that says if we get hurt or mold or fall or that
we
won't
get killed.
Yeah, exactly. Get killed. Yes, we won't hold them liable for that. So yeah.
And they sign it.
They do.
They sign it happily, right? I feel like the worse it is, the happier they are to go in.
Well, it's true, though. And I would say you work with a lot of investors.
Yes.
A lot of flippers, a lot of. So you're looking at that straight on. And, you know, you can't show fear in front of your client, right?
Yeah. No, there was one I remember, like the whole kitchen floor was gone. Like you could see into the basement, you know? And it was pretty scary, you know? Or you go in attics and you see like the boards aren't secure. And sometimes there's not a hold harmless to let you know.
That's true.
This isn't the right step for you.
No, it's true. And you got to watch out. You got to watch out. Well, I was showing a house Saturday and they had their little son with him and he had little flip-flops on. He had taken them off and there was nails all over the deck. And I'm like, honey, you have to put your shoes back on, you know, because it's dangerous. And so, yeah, we wear a lot of hats, don't we? Including hard hats. So.
We do.
Well, I'll get into the questions then, honey.
Okay.
Every closing photo tells a happy ending. What's a transaction that broke your heart?
I think, well, like my nail lady, that was very emotional. Like,
Well, because you got close with
it
her.
had me.
Yeah.
Like, she was, I considered her, she had gone to different places and she'd always apologize when she went. And I was like, I'd follow you into a dark back alley if that's where you do nails, right? Because she was so good. And so we developed a friendship, and it was really sad. So I would say that. And then also when my cousins moved, I think it was really happy, and it was very sad. Happy, just because they were making a new life for themselves. For my one cousin, she had a son, or all of her kids play football, but she went down to Texas so that she could make a better life for her kids in football. And that was really emotional because we are really close. And our kids are really close. Yeah. And it's really the only set of cousins that my son has, like, that age.
Okay.
And so that he was super close with. So it was, not only were they moving, but my, son's, like, support system was leaving.
Yeah.
And so I think that was really emotional, really happy because, she was on a new journey, but also really sad. I think, there's also been, people that have had to, like, sell their parents' houses or, those divorce situations. And it's like that final goodbye, or
it's kind of,
just those things that they're happy. Well, yes, happy to be done. And
there's a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
They're mad. They're mad. They have to give half of it to the other person. I've been in the middle of that one too.
Yeah. Sad or right now I've got one. It's their childhood home. Like, she bought it in 1964.
Oh.
It's been in their family forever. And, even just getting it ready when they had the estate sale and getting rid of all of the things, I think people don't think about that. Like, that moment you have to, like, get rid of, like, your loved one's, like, entire existence, right?
Yeah.
It's emotional,
It is.
Yeah.
And as the realtor, how do you make that journey easy for them? Easier. It's never easy, but what, listening.
Yeah. Yeah. I think listening, and just being a comfort to them if you can, and really truly, like, being, like, empathetic of their situation, and knowing that they're not alone, and that, my job is, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make it smooth throughout all of the different emotions. You're not the only one going, like, through it, even though that doesn't always, like, make it better, but just knowing that you're truly there for them, and that if there's anything that they need you just are there to be that crying shoulder if they need to, or just make sure that everything is lined up and that they can express their emotions the way that they want to. I always make that clear. Like, this might not be the happiest time. So if you're not happy, don't pretend to be, and it won't hurt my feelings. And a lot of times people do things and it's not personal, it's just because of the circumstance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you're really talented at that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we talk a lot of hours in my office.
Yeah.
and it's that's definitely a gift that you have. And that's what makes you good at what you do.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And it's weird because you get into real estate, right? And you don't realize, like, all of, like, the different, like, hats that you said that you'll have to pull out. Like, I'm a therapist some days, and I'm a financial advisor, and I'm a comforter, and, sometimes I have to be a comedian so that you can, like, laugh and just,
Yeah. No, it's true.
Just all of the different things. But yeah, I try. I've been through a lot, and so I think sometimes, you can relate to people even though it's not the exact situation. I feel like I've been through, like, a lot of different things to kind of know what people...
From experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what that's how empathy, because you can see yourself in their shoes, or you've been there.
Yeah.
So that's not everybody has that talent, and I'm a big believer that you kind of get matched with your clientele too. So I think, in one way or another, they're led to you, or, you're just connected that way because you're there when they need you.
Yeah. And they are very appreciative, which makes it all better. Right. And you're like, am I doing the right thing? And someone's like, thank you so much. Like, you really just were there for me more than just like helping out. Like, and so that it does really make all the difference just to know that you were able to help someone in one of the hardest times of their life, because sometimes this is like one of the hardest times.
I would definitely say one of the top 3 times in people's lives. It's a house is where your story is, and it's people forget that, and sometimes when we're crunching numbers and things like that, you do forget that, and it's like. So, yeah, it is. It's very emotional.
It is.
Have you ever realized you weren't really selling a house? You were helping someone survive one of the hardest chapters of their life? That's a question that leads into what we've been talking about. But if you can think back, like, I know death and divorces are probably one of the hardest.
Yeah. I think, death is... Because we process it all like differently, right? And I think that sometimes people know that a person is going to pass. They might be sick, and it's just a matter of time. Sometimes it's, out of the blue, unexpectedly. But I don't always know if that makes it easier. Because death is death, right? Like whether you see it coming or not, it's still hard to process. And I do think that it can sometimes make it even, more emotional, or I don't even know the right word I'm looking for, because people aren't in their right mind and they're, kind of acting out of emotion.
Right.
And so like what they would do in a normal situation isn't like what they would do over here. I've also had landlords. I had a tired landlord, and she lived...
She was retired or tired?
Tired.
Okay.
And retired.
Okay.
Tired and retired. She was older.
Okay.
And she, it was, the house belonged to like one of her family members, and had been in the family like forever. And she was out of state. And so, not being able to lay eyes on the house.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of stuff going on. But it was very emotional for her.
Oh, yeah.
I think because it was, a family house, and just the way it kind of went out, and she was just kind of done for. And she was very appreciative. And so I think, situations like that, where you get people that just feel hopeless. I've had to help a mom whose son was incarcerated.
Yeah.
And that was a lot.
So it was his house?
It was his house. Yeah. And that was very emotional.
I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Because
she was out of state too.
Oh boy. And so you kind of went in there and kind of helped her with getting the stuff out.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And then that one didn't even sell.
Oh.
It didn't even sell. I had it on the market forever. From the clean out was crazy, to the girl harassing me that was there before. You have to deal with those things, right? People that like rented houses, or had some kind of tie to the house, and then they come back, and it's scary too. Like the agent in Florida, right? That
right.
That happened to her, and they ended up, ending her life over selfish ways. But either way, yeah, dealing with the people coming back and getting like the clean out and the, the when it was going into foreclosure, and then, now the price has to be right. And then we got an offer, and then it was a short sale. So then you're dealing with the bank. And then we finally got the title search back. And that was just a whole nother story with like all kinds of things came up. And it just got to that point where I told her, I don't think this is going to work for you,
So did she just give it back to the bank then?
Yeah. I told her that it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah.
And she was so sorry. And
she tried to you and her tried to do the right
thing. I did.
Yeah.
When I say I did, that was,
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one that I can say I worked so hard, and that's what people don't understand. You don't always get paid from it, right?
No, you didn't get a dime because it didn't sell.
And in silver lining, I did get to, I met two people at that house that I ended up helping. So awesome. I had two buyers that ended up buying with me.
Yeah.
From that house. So like, for what it's worth, I still, by way of did get something from it. But it was a lot of work, and she was emotional. She was tired. Yeah. She was down like in the hurricane last year or so. She got hit by that. It was just thing after thing after thing after thing. And she was just like, I'm so tired.
Oh.
And I was like,
She was. I'm tired hearing it.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, no, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Once you get to the title search, you're about at the end.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at months of your work, your blood, sweat, and tears. You're almost to payday.
Mm-hmm.
And this darn title comes in.
And I don't know if you ever dealt with a short sale.
I have not. No, because we got it sold before we
had to.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know not every bank, but the bank that I was dealing with, that all matters. Every time I see the bank name come up, I think I have like PTSD.
I bet you do.
It's not a bank around here, but I've definitely seen the name.
If there's families out there right now facing that, kind of give a brief what you did to get it to that position of a short sale.
Well, first, I would say that if you are in financial like difficulty, or you like think that things aren't going well, one, no one's going to judge you. I feel like a lot of people get very like embarrassed,
of course,
because and rightfully so. But right. I don't think it's like going. You have a problem and you're going to a doctor, right? They're like, Like, I see this every day, right? It's like you have a problem, you go somewhere, and they're like, whatever. I see this all the time, right? Yeah. Same thing. It's like, but we just want to help you. I think a lot of people also don't understand that you have rights to the property until the day it's going to be auctioned off.
Yeah.
You can sell it up until that day. So I think if you are in that situation, I think the best thing is to talk to the bank and see. A lot of times they'll work with you.
Yes.
You just have to talk with them and see what you can get, but talk with the bank and see like where you're sitting. Are you able to like make some type of arrangement? And if you're not, I would say sell it.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though you might not want to, and this and this and that, no matter how bad of a condition it is, and depending on like how much you owe, a lot of times I see a lot of money left on the table a lot of times, like even if it's in terrible condition with the way that the market is.
Like, they have equity built in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you can walk away with $10,000
yes.
and no foreclosure,
yeah.
I think it's worth it. But
and bankruptcy. No bankruptcy on your record.
Correct.
And I think that is huge, that people don't realize how much equity they actually have acquired in that house.
I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot where you're like, oh my God, like, hey, like, do you not understand? And I've even talked to people like after the fact. And one girl was like, oh my God, if you would have came in like sometimes I would call like and, try to get a hold of them. And then I ended up talking to a girl like after the fact. And she was like, oh, I think I got scammed. She's like, if you would have came to knock on my door, I would have probably listened to you. And that's another thing, like there's so many people that can't be trusted right now, or people feel that there's always somebody that's trying to get over on them.
I am finding that more and more with people. And I'm finding that in everything, not just real estate.
Oh yeah.
The world doesn't feel the same right now. And it just, you do feel like that. So if somebody like you comes along, you have to kind of break through that barrier first, that you are here for their best interest. And,
And then they're still like, are you being Jed? Like that one thing, they still have that like one eye up,
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people all the time, like, and not just in real estate, give people a reason to know that like just restore faith in humanity, right? Like it's not completely
how you
dead.
wanna be treated.
There's still a lot of good people out here. And I think sometimes people just feel like I'm tired, right? Like, because I get like that. I am I'm the way that I am. But even I'm tired sometimes. I'm like, But I tell my friends all the time, like, this is a time for everyone to come to the front of the line and show people why and how we can still be good to each other.
100%. You and I talk about that a lot.
We do.
And we talk about even within ourselves, not getting down about that. And, about how we're getting treated or a deal's falling apart. And, mentally, you and I have had to do some work on that. And I'm still not as good as you are.
Oh, but if you could only know and hear what's in my head, then I just don't say it out loud all the time.
But you feel like a punching bag.
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
It is. And, you have the ability to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go, the next one's not going to be like this.
Yeah. This has just been as of recently, Lisa. I've not always been this girl. Like I've been the frantic, like cry about it. Like I've had so many things happen to me.
I know you have.
This year, I told one of my friends I'm not going to have feelings left after it's all said and done, because the way that things just come to me, and then like I'll process it, and then I'll just be like, all right, okay, cool, boom. And then like on to the next. Yeah. And I'm proud of myself because I've never been able to be like that. I'd hold on to things and then it would just affect you. And I think the more it happens, the easier it is to just like let it go. But I've also this year, we've talked about just being happy, right? And like, what does that mean? And it means it's different for everybody. And I think for me, that was a big part of it, right? Like, what are the things that make me happy? What are the things that don't make me happy? Real estate, your feelings get hurt all of the time.
All the time.
So that was one of the big factors that I had to like change in order to be able to progress in my personal happiness.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. Like, it's not easy. No. And it looks different for everyone. Like, for me, I know, like, God has a different plan for me, right? Yeah. And so that's what I roll with. And then something always comes along, and you're like, ah.
Well, like the house that you didn't get, you got 2 buyers out of it, you know. But it's hard. You're a mom, too. And you have to, you know, you have a 9-year-old son, and you have to be there for him, and you have to be up for him. And that, you know, you can't bring it home, so to speak.
Yeah.
So what have you done to kind of get that joy back in? I know you did some heavy duty cleaning.
Yeah. So this like I would say like a month or so ago, I was just like, I'm going to focus on me, right? Like, you're gone all the time. Your time, you're here, you're there. And there was just so many things that I wanted to do, but I never got the time to do it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm just going to focus on myself and still do, that's the beauty of real estate, right? Like you can do it however you want. But in that time I got a dumpster. I didn't think I was going to fill it up because I was like, my house is clean and like, I don't have that much stuff. Surprise, surprise. I filled it up to the top.
It's overflowing.
It was over. Oh my, so much stuff. Just so much, right? Like you're like, oh, like, because then you get in that mode of like, oh, just throw it out. Like, and I did. I filled it up and I was like, ooh. And if you walked in my house, you would have never known that like all of that like went in there. But that was like a big like release, closure. I don't know. It changed my life. And so just doing that and just really like getting clear on like just what I want out of life, just spiritually, and working on some like other things like on the side. And what else? Just
well, you're eating. You're eating clean and healthy.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Drinking water and eating whole foods, and didn't work out as much as
Well, you were mall walking for a while.
But you can't do it all either. Like, is that like that's what I like realized is that I had to kind of like not give real estate a back seat, but like it wasn't like the forefront of my life at that time, because obviously when I'm crazy busy, I don't have time for so many other things. My son, he's got tournaments like every weekend.
Yeah.
We've been gone pretty much like we've probably been gone more weekends this summer than we've been here.
Don't you love it though?
I love it.
Yeah.
He's so happy. He's thriving. He's an amazing athlete. I think he'll be somebody someday.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And so, and even if not, he's loving what he's doing. And I don't know, he's 9 and you had a 9-year-old and now you've had 9-year-olds, right?
Yes.
And you know how fast it goes.
Yeah. Really fast.
And so just like being in the moment and like doing those things and like making sure I take care of myself and my son. And I've been like the happiest that I've been in like such a long time.
That's awesome.
Because I've been doing things on my terms.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always look the way that you thought it should be.
That's
and I
a
think
great point.
That's the big one.
It is.
That's the big one.
What we think is going to be, well, termed success for everybody else is necessarily not our success.
Mm-hmm.
It's, but I think you have to hit a certain level to understand that. I think you have to go through some shit.
Oh, I've been through some shit. Lots of it. And I think that's the whole thing of it, right? Like once you've been through the mud and you've come out and you're like, oh, and then you don't, and I think a lot of people don't realize like it's the simplest things.
It is.
That like are the key to your happiness. At least for me, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not for everybody, but just like knowing that is
you're absolutely right.
Where you've been and where you want to be and what it looks like. I know some of the most successful people on paper, looking at them, right? They've got the house and the cars and the lifestyle and the
vacations,
and everything. Yeah. And then when you really get to know who they are, you're like, I wouldn't trade places with you if it was I was going to die and I had to trade places with you,
right.
you know? And not just to say, but there's so much looks good on the outside, but like really what's going on in here, And I think right now there's a lot of people that like, they got a lot going on. And I had a lot going on, right? You just don't get to happy by like not going through the things. And yeah.
Well, I think, did you cut out news too? You don't listen to the news anymore?
A little bit. Like
okay. You just enough to kind of
just
get current,
enough.
but,
like I'm
That's something I've had to cut out.
Yeah.
Like, it just is fear-inducing, and you feel like, oh my gosh, should I be selling people houses? Should I be,
So much of it. And that's what I was telling my friend. I'm like, it's so crazy. Like, if you look at everything, right? The world's on fire.
Yeah,
we're at
exactly.
war.
Yeah.
This is happening. And I am proof that you can be like absolutely thriving and happy in the midst of chaos and confusion because yes, that's happening, but it's not like my reality. Do things affect me or could they affect me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out and carry my day, just because there's this going on or that going on or these people. And I think if you go out and you talk to people, you would realize that we have so much more in common than we don't. And I do think that a lot of it's just a way to conquer and divide. Like there's no way that like if we all got along, there's no way that people would be able to do what they do, right?
Exactly.
And so I think you got to cancel out the noise, right? Not just the world, the news, but like
everything.
Sometimes family, sometimes coworkers and friends and just everything, right? Like you just kind of have to block it all out.
Yeah. No, it's very true. And how many times do we get on Facebook or the market's going to crash, the housing market's going to crash, and then, I don't know about you, interest rates will go up and there's news all over and it doesn't affect your business at all.
No. In fact, I was like, holy crap. Like, right? Like the amount of buyers and pre-approved people in the midst of the craziness. And that's why it's like, okay, yes, but that's not my reality because I know like several people that are like buying right now,
And you're just like, is this? And I realize too, they have to lump news all in one area, but it can start to get to your head. And, I've even had clients that have said, oh, the market's going to crash. I don't, maybe we shouldn't do it.
And if it crashes, this is the best time to buy, actually, right? Because like,
and we're all in it together.
You're gonna buy, and then it's gonna crash, but you're not going anywhere, or not like that. It's kind of like the stock market, right? Like, if it crashes, the only way you're gonna like lose out is if you pull all of your stuff out, right? Same with your house. If the market crashes, you just can't sell right now. Now, for the people that like might need to sell or they have to sell, then okay, yes, I understand. But like for the average person that wasn't going to move anyway, like if the market crashes, then you just wait it out. I mean, you think about the people, like when I moved into my house, my neighbors were moving out.
Okay.
And they'd lived there for like 60 years. Yeah, I happened to look out my window and they were taking like that one last picture in front of the house. And I got so emotional. I ran outside. I was like, wait. And so I took the picture so that everyone could like be in it. But they had lived there for like 60 years, So you think about people like that and how much they've seen, right, over the years. And like, it's going to be okay, right? Like, because we always recover. It's just knowing what to do when it happens, right? And don't frantically go sell your house when the market crashes, right? You just you stay in it till everything kind of corrects itself and then proceed.
Yeah. It's easy to pull the panic button though.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that, and
I think we're a panic driven like
society.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
And there's so much,
Yeah. No, it's true. And it's just kind of stepping back and looking at the whole picture and going, okay. Because I remember one time, or a lot of times, we keep hearing, oh, the recession, the gas is astronomical. Prices are going up, tariffs and all this. And I'm like, but I have to wait for a table in the restaurant. That's not, I've seen recessions. I I grew up at a time where there were
No
gas
one was at
lines.
the restaurant.
Nobody
right?
was. My family, when I was growing up, we couldn't afford to go out to eat.
Yeah.
If we did, great grandma took us out. I mean, so, I've seen that side of it, lived it, and because I'm not going to divulge my age, but
You're young, Lisa. Don't
thank
worry.
you, love bug.
You look great. It's how you feel.
It is.
It's just a number.
But it's true,
And look at 2021.
right.
Like look at all of the the rates were low, but like we all thought we were gonna die and everything
COVID,
was so uncertain and no one knew anything. And now we're doing comps when everyone was overbidding and things were crazy. And we're doing comps on those houses, and guess what? There's money in it.
There's money.
I did one and I was like, oh, wow.
You mean the net proceeds?
Yeah, of 2021 of, some people, I think, some people probably screwed themselves like doing like the no inspection and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that and
is
not knowing.
Not good.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not.
it's not.
And I'm feeling that right now. Are you feeling that?
I am. And in fact, I have clients right now. We just lost our fourth house. And, it's like, they're first time buyers. And I'm like, I really don't feel like I should advise you to give up inspections. I really don't. You learn so much about your house. You're going to get a maintenance list when you move into the house. It's going to tell you what you need to touch up. I know it's hard and and to way overbid.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. The inspections. I've done that I've done it, right?
Yeah.
Like I've done it with investors, of course,
Yes, yes.
And then just, regular, my client's dad was a contractor.
Yes.
And so I was like,
wonderful.
okay, perfect. And then he came and I met him. And I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing, right? So like they were waiving inspections. And then so you feel a little bit better. But like for the average person, I just don't feel comfortable. But that's what's winning.
It is.
That's what's winning.
It's
the
what's
no
winning.
inspections and even the no inspections over the higher asking, right? Because I mean, if we're a listing agent and we have one that's a little bit higher, we're probably going to take the no inspections over the slightly over, because that
you could find something
that could be way more than what the over asking was.
It's true.
And then they're going to walk away from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just ends up being
something I just ran into was for sale by owner, and he had an appraisal done, but he listed $40,000 over appraisal. And my clients, I always check that appraisal contingency.
Yeah.
And he called me when he received our offer, and he said, "You've checked that contingency. We're not going off our price." Well, when you have an appraisal price, you can only get loan amount for
based off of that. I think a lot of people don't understand
They don't.
that.
And so I said, "Oh, you must mean down payment." Well, first he wanted $15,000 in earnest money. I'm like, "Oh, that's not gonna that." I said, "Do you mean the down payment?"
Like $1,500?
No, he wanted $15,000. So we got him talked off that limb, and then
Sir, wait.
He wanted $15,000.
It was that more than the down payment?
It was right around the down payment. So, after I visited with him, we settled on a number and then did everything he wanted. My clients were really cooperative, put in the offer, and he goes, "You checked that contingency box for the appraisal?" I said, "Yes, it's to protect my clients." And he says, "Well, we will not budge off of our asking price." And I said, "I don't know a buyer in this price range that has $40,000 cash gap for that appraisal gap." And he says, "Well, I don't care." And so my clients, we had to say, "Okay, we can't do it." And it was really heartbreaking. and
he'll find out, right? Like after.
And I said,
again and again and again,
that can help you with
$15,000 of earnest money is.
Well, 15. We did get him talked off that ledge.
Does he not understand how unrealistic that is?
they said, we totally know what we're doing. And so you can't
question that.
I can't. Well, it's his
deal.
choice, right? It was heartbreaking for my clients because I had to explain to them what was happening.
And they finally found, like, especially in this market, when they finally find a house. I don't know how long they've been looking, but like
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
And then they finally find one and they're like, yay, this is it. And then they have like something
that you can't negotiate with. And so,
Did they get it sold?
I have been watching. It's pending right now, but
until they get the appraisal.
Exactly. So,
because I don't know if people understand that. I mean, that's like going to like.
I even wrote it.
No one wants to pay more, right?
No.
Like just for anything,
well,
right?
You would
like
be $40,000 underwater.
Yeah,
your first.
It's like a new car, right? You know that the sticker price is $20,000,
right?
And then you want me to pay $60,000 on something that I know is worth $20,000.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Like nobody in their right mind would like want to do that.
And I continued to check in every week to see if he would negotiate with us, and he would not. I thought I'm gonna make sure my clients, I'm representing them the best by continually checking in, and saying, when you're ready, I didn't want to insult him. But to negotiate that.
We're still here if you decide that you change your mind. Yeah.
So
you did. And honestly, you've done all like.
Yeah.
All
that's
you can
all I
do,
can do.
Right?
My hands are tied. I can't force him.
What else? You could go kidnap him, tie him up, put him in your car. You didn't do that, Lisa.
No.
Thought
about it. No.
But no, you've done I mean, that's pretty, like, what else would you do, right? Something that would send you to jail.
Yes, exactly.
But no, you've done everything that you could do in that situation. And I think that's the frustrating part is sometimes like we do as much and everything that we can do for our clients, and it still sometimes
not enough.
Seems like
not enough. And to explain to my client, even though it looks, this is how we work as an exchange, this realtor to realtor, it's, you can't, your hands are tied, it's over. So
yeah it's I'm dealing with that a little bit right now. Or just, when they find a house and they don't want to pay, an agent. And
so that's a good conversation.
It's a hard conversation, right?
It is. And I'm finding that more and more because I don't think they understand what our expenses are, what our time, you do so much behind the scenes. I don't report every single thing I do to my clients. I feel like it's part of the job anyway. Just like calling that owner every week, checking in. Have you changed your mind? I didn't tell my clients I was doing that because I didn't want to get their hopes up, And I also knew that
side research and all the things like behind the scenes.
Well, and looking and getting comps that an appraiser would look at. I even had their lender send it to one of her appraisers. And he
like
said, that appraisal is what I would stand by. The $40,000 less. So at least I knew, because we could have taken a chance. And so just so our listeners know, the appraisal usually happens 3 weeks in. After you've done all the inspections, you've paid all this money for inspections, you've gone through negotiations, then they do the appraisal. And if the appraisal comes in that much lower, the deal would fall apart. And because your client wouldn't have money to bring and the seller isn't willing to negotiate.
Yeah.
So in a way, I was glad he was upfront about it.
And 40 is a lot. 40 like a lot. 5. I'm dealing with that right now with one of mine, and it's 5, right? And it's still 5, which
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
so was it listed 5 more? So it was listed
for more.
for more.
Yeah.
The appraisal came in $5,000 less. Okay. So how are you handling that? Are you listing or buying?
I'm buying.
Okay, so you're
and
buying.
the listing agent has been amazing. That's
good.
another thing, right? When you have another like-minded agent on the other side, it makes all of the world of difference.
Yeah.
When you can both come together and say, and we already have talked about it, we're going to figure it out. We're just waiting for the appraisal to come back again, and we sent in comps that they didn't have.
Okay.
That
Oh,
weren't
okay.
like they were on
Interesting.
like RPR, but not like the MLS. So there was, some good comps to support why.
Okay.
I think the sellers are very reasonable and rational. My clients are very reasonable and rational, and we're going to figure it out one way or another. 5 is a lot.
It is
but
a
it's
lot.
also not 40.
Right.
It's also a higher priced house. So I think, when you have a higher priced house, I'm not saying 5 isn't a lot, but for the values of
Yeah.
the area and everything, they're going to be in the house they're like, we'll be here forever. So they're
Awesome.
not as like
They could bring 5.
or we're gonna work it out. Maybe we'll split the difference,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
they said that if
Yeah.
it came down to it, they might be willing to do that.
So I know when we were bidding over and stuff, so just so our listeners understand, in that case, your client could bring $5,000 and buy the house in cash plus their loan. Or the seller can go down.
Yes.
So that's one way to get the deal together. So with your client saying this is our forever home, you're not so worried about them starting that,
Yeah, and they're like, okay, if we went 2,500 more, we'll be here
could
for
do it.
15 years, right? But no one still wants to at the end of the day.
Not
and I think
really.
it's all situational.
It is.
The house is beautiful and they don't want to lose it.
I know.
But it's also something where you're like, right?
Yeah.
Because and I explained to them, I know some people will just come back and be like, oh, done. We'll just drop it. I would expect most agents to want to submit comps to
challenge the appraiser.
At least.
You can challenge the appraiser.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would expect, and I, that's, prepping your clients so that they know like what's coming. I'm like, I would be surprised if she didn't, submit comps.
Yeah.
And she did. And we're fine with that because I think her comps make sense too.
Good.
So yeah.
But it is you two working together to
Yes.
get you guys to the finish
Yes.
line.
And
the goal is both of your clients want the house sold
Correct.
and want the house bought.
But how many times does it fall apart because just
seller
coming
says-
together? And I think at that point, you've made it so far in the game, right?
Absolutely. You're
through,
probably a
we're
week
through
from
inspections.
close. Yeah.
This is a little bit farther out because
Okay.
the seller is building,
Oh,
and so
okay.
their house isn't ready, but it's actually ahead of schedule.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Good.
we might be able to close earlier, but in a normal
Yeah.
situation, 30 to 45 day close. Yeah, you've been through so much already.
Yeah.
And so it's like we got to just figure this out, and how do we both get on the same page? And I think that's really the most important thing, the other agents that you're working with.
100%.
And that's very important for me.
It is for me too, because there's a trust factor in there. If if it's somebody that is constantly causing conflict or drama, that doesn't have to be. It's just so unnecessary, And I wish a lot of agents would think as a whole that we are professionals and that we need to all work together and be professional.
And we're all on the same team.
Exactly.
Just because I don't work at Keller Williams or Skogman or, you
Yes.
still want those relationships. What are the chances that you do a deal with another pinnacle agent, right? Yes, you do, and we do, right? There are good chances that you will, but chances are you'll do more deals with people outside of your brokerage. And so just having those relationships when your name comes up, hopefully people are like,
100%.
oh, she's wonderful to work with.
Yes.
You know, even if you have a multiple offer situation and you've got offers that are like neck and neck, I guarantee you they're going to, and it has to come down to like, well, who's the agent, right? And being a good agent, knowing that, okay, this person, they work well, they are easy to work with, they're going to get their clients to the
100%.
the closing table with no drama and teamwork.
And have the attitude that you can work through a conflict, that it doesn't have to be World War III. It doesn't have to be their side, our side. We're there to fix it together. Yeah.
Little group school project. That's what I tell everyone. It's like every deal is like a little group project, right?
It is.
The amount of people, because people are like, why are you? It's like the amount of people that are involved in a transaction, and just one transaction.
Right. Oh my
gosh. You got the buyer, the buyer's agent, the seller's agent, the appraiser, the lender, the inspector. Sometimes you got three. If you got the radon, the pest, the home, right? Sewer scope.
Yeah.
Like there's so many titles.
Like title opinion. The closing office.
Yeah. And so it's
collectively
a little school project. And it is important that, you know, when someone says your name, that they're like, oh, yeah, da-da.
Yeah. No, it's
Lisa's
true.
Lisa's amazing to work with.
Well, you want that. I mean, you do. You're not going to get pushed over, but you're going to stand firm for your client, but you're going to get through it.
Yeah.
I do remember an agent and I had her on speakerphone in my office. My broker overheard the conversation, and she was yelling at me. And by the end of the conversation, we came to a conclusion. And he's like, oh, my gosh, you handled yourself well. And she ended up writing a letter.
Apology?
No, a letter to my broker.
Oh.
About how I handled it.
Nice.
It was. And, you know,
nice.
It's okay to stand firm for your client. It's all right. You will get through the edge. Sometimes you do have to raise your voice.
No,
you know,
in a nice way.
Yeah, you can be
you
professional.
Have to. You almost like.
I was matching her voice.
Right? And it's hard not to, right? And that's why I tell people, like, if someone starts yelling at you, like it's just in your, like, it's just natural, right? You're going to start like doing the same thing.
Yep.
But yeah, no, when I first started, I'm a different girl now. Real estate has turned me. Like when well, I think my skin is rocks. Like I don't have a heart. You can stab me. It's just surrounded by steel.
Isn't that true though?
I mean, it is because I wouldn't say I was like, I just don't like conflict, right? Like don't get into real estate if you don't want conflict in your life.
It's true.
But I've learned to manage it.
Yeah,
and
manage is a good word.
Yeah, you have to manage it, and you can say things. It's your delivery. It's the way that you say things. I've had to say like really, really, really mean things to people, in a very nice way, so that they understand that like I am being nice about this, but
you won't push.
Don't appreciate this at all, you know? And I think, you know, not just in real estate, but life, right? Like, you know, when you say something and someone's like, they don't know how to take it because they're like, was she being like that? She said it so nice. Mm-hmm.
Just do it with a smile on your face. The older I get, though, the harder, you know, they say... My husband says, Lisa, your face is talking.
Everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I can't hide that shit anymore.
No, you can't. Because you're just like, wait a minute. Like, are you really being real right now? I have to work on that, too.
I know, but
I mean, sometimes people, like, you're like, is someone going to tell you? Somebody? Right? Like... Nobody wants to tell you. I feel like I always have to be the person, right? Like Nneka, you go tell them.
Because you have
the spokesperson to like say it.
I never had that sweetness about you, about me that you have about you. You're very sweet. You are. You are. I'm not.
I mean, yes, I am. I
You
think I
are.
am.
You are very sweet.
And then I
Yes.
think I can be, but
Well,
it doesn't
yeah,
come out,
just-
right? Like I feel like
no.
when it comes out, people get
It's tolerance
scared
level.
and they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you could get like that," you know? And it's like, I am nice, but like,
But don't push me.
don't push me.
Don't push me.
And that happens not very often at all, and it takes a lot. When I say like, you have to like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that I don't have like a heart or like, you know,
I do.
it's even more to get me there. Because my dad always told me, he's like, Nneka, he's like, people are stupid. And he said, he did. He's like, people are stupid. And he said, if you get upset for every day that somebody does something stupid, he said, you're going to be miserable.
Oh, that's really
And
good
I took
advice.
that, and that's some of the best advice he's ever given me, you know, because there's a lot of times we want to say things. I've learned to just
Push it
like
down.
shut my mouth. I mean, there's some times where you regret it later. You know, I remember some kids being mean to someone and I should have said something, you know, and then I'm like, oh, just mind your business. And then later, you know, you're thinking about it and you're like, I should have helped
next
them. We
time
should
you
have,
will.
or, you know,
Earring removal.
yeah, like we could have did that. No. But you know, like later on you like think about it and you're like, like I should have said something, because I don't like people being mean and bullying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to just,
I know.
it's hard.
It's so
It's hard because I feel like there's that fine line of like shutting your mouth, and then sometimes people just they need someone to say something, and then a lot of times you're like, well, is it even worth it?
I know.
Is it even worth it? You know?
I think it is when there's principles involved. I think it is worth it. You know, I know a lot of agents come to me sometimes because they don't want to say something.
Yeah.
And I do say things. And a lot of that comes with age,
Yeah.
you know, or experience. I've always owned a business, so the buck always stopped
Easier
with me.
for you to say. And I think like with real estate, I think that's a good point that you make, that there are so many things that happen, but because we're like individually like they're all individual situations, right?
Right.
So if something happens, not everyone's going to know. Only I'm going to know. Only that person's going to know. And so many people don't want to say things. And sometimes I don't want to say anything because it's like, I'm busy. The time, the energy, the, you know, the
right,
everything.
right.
There's been times where I should have said, I should have called someone's broker and been like, and then the time passes by and then you're like, you know, because the time, the energy, you know, it's the energy.
It's the energy, and you have to look to what's going to be the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not what I think it is, how am I going to handle that? And is it really going to be detrimental to me? Yeah.
And that's why so many things, they get just
swept
swept
under the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I don't know if that's why people continue to do those things, because they never really get like officially called out or dealt with about it.
I think politics come into play a lot. And I think it's in every industry.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think it's just ours.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I think it's everywhere. Look at our politics. Look at our politicians. Look at our, you know, we're getting really deep here, but yeah, it's what you can deal with, I guess.
And then a lot of times it comes back to that, like, all right, honey, I got a 9-year-old. I got to get this food on the table tonight. We have a tournament this weekend.
Yep.
I got
clients to take care of. Yeah.
Like can I have a little bit of a social life? My friends calling me, like the couple friends I do have left, right? No, I have some amazing girlfriends, but you know, it's just like even like Kayla, right?
Yeah.
Like she called me, like it was about we did finally hang out, but she like was like, "Are we still friends?"
Oh,
you know?
I know.
Because we just get so busy. You know, that's my girl. And like last summer, we hung out all the time. And this year, it's like tournaments and her kids are in everything. And we just get so busy, you know, and it's like with everything, you want to have a little bit. And we hung out last weekend. And it was so fun.
And you have to do that.
And we do. You just have to take a little time for yourself in the midst of all of like the busyness. And I think that's like the most important thing because we get so caught up in like the work, it takes so much out of our lives. And I'm very happy to do it. And I'm very grateful to have this job and I'm very grateful to have the clients that I have and everything. But with anything, you have to take a little bit of time for yourself or you'll just crumble.
You'll be miserable.
You'll be crumbling.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
All right, girl. If people want to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can call me or text me. 319-412-6875 or Nneka at pinnaclerealtya.com. And I'm always here to help.
You are. She's so good.
So are you.
Oh,
so are you,
honey.
I think you're amazing.
Oh, it's getting deep.
No, seriously. I think that it's important, like, to have, like, good agents and people that you can like look up to, and we've never done a deal together.
We haven't. We need to get going on that.
We've been close, but I appreciate you. Like we're like not the OGs, but you know, like when we started, there's so many people now.
There's a lot of people,
and so I've got my people that I people
you rely on or can rely on.
Yeah, or if you're gone, hey, call me. I can help you. Or just for your advice and your encouragement too is important. So I appreciate that.
It works both ways, sister.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you. Oh my God, it's so mushy. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Addressing the Corridor. New episodes drop the first Monday of each month, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you find your podcasts. You can also find updates about the podcasts, as well as local real estate at crrealtor.com, or find me on social media platforms under the name Lisa Coots Schooley. That's Lisa, Coots, Schooley. Finally, whether you are buying, selling, or just real estate curious, remember, I'm here to help you make confident, informed decisions, one address at a time.